Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
It is cloudy. It is a wet start to the weekend across Metro Detroit. And meteorologist Brandon Rue is also tracking a wintry mix headed our way. Plus, a balancing act in Washington. The U.S. Senate tries to figure out whether they can try President Trump and handle President-elect Joe Biden's aggressive agenda on day one at the same time. But first, our state's capital on high alert as new precautions are being taken in Lansing ahead of possible protests over the weekend. And that does top our news this noon. Thank you for joining us. Crews have begun installing those 6-foot fences we've been talking about all week around the state capitol today. This morning, Governor Whitmer activated the National Guard ahead of the possible protests that could turn violent this weekend. Rod Maloney joins us now live from Lansing. And Rod, I know you're learning more about the plan that state police have to keep everyone safe and what real threats they think they're facing.
Well, we're learning what we can about it and what they're talking about, Rhonda. Now, it's a situation where the fence has started to go up. It was supposed to be delivered here about 9 o'clock. It got here about 11. And behind me, you can see them beginning to get it up. Let's go and show the video of the fence going up as the state capitol employees, the Capitol Commission, ordering this fence put up at the behest of Michigan State Police, who are working with the Michigan National Guard and the local police departments to try and deal with this situation. They're not talking about the numbers of people they expect, but what they're trying to do essentially is to tamp down the numbers of people. They're openly saying, please don't come downtown unless you have a specific reason, and please don't come down if you're thinking about any kind of violence. So we heard from Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel Joe Gasper from Michigan State Police, and also Darrell Green, who is the police chief here in the city of Lansing. Let's hear what they had to say this morning.
I assure you that we take our responsibility for safeguarding the Capitol very seriously. Together with our law enforcement partners, we are prepared for the worst, but we will remain hopeful that those who choose to demonstrate at our Capitol do so peacefully, without violence or destruction of property.
We believe firmly in your expression of your First Amendment rights and your Second Amendment rights. We just ask that you do it safely and that you respect our city and respect our state capitol. For those that don't have an intentional purpose to be downtown in the city of Lansing, note that I encourage you to stay home.
Now, the FBI is saying that they're on high alert here, that they've been seeing a lot of traffic online, and in particular in social media. They've received a lot of tips from people who have called in with concerns about what might be happening here as to whether there will actually be a large rally. They're not willing to say. They're not giving numbers on the response here, but know that they say the Michigan National Guard has a force ready to go that is not going to impinge at all on its COVID response. They have other separate areas that they've got people coming down here. And so the bottom line is that if in fact there's going to be trouble here on the weekend, the police agencies are quite ready, and they say they're very equipped to deal with it. Reporting live in Lansing, Rod Malone, Local 4.
All right, Brad, thank you. In about an hour, the FBI is going to be providing an update on the criminal charges in last week's riots at the U.S. Capitol in Washington. Meantime, thousands of armed troops are now standing at the ready in Washington, D.C. ahead of next week's inauguration. Let's get to Tom Costello with the latest.
Yeah, good day from Capitol Hill. So what you see behind me is one of the inner rings of security around the Capitol building. National Guard trucks and troops, 21,000 of them now expected by Inauguration Day, and they have their semi-automatic weapons. Their M4s are at the ready. And then the further out you go, ring upon ring of police officers blocking roads all the way around D.C. It is virtually impossible to drive into D.C. right now. The city is very much in complete lockdown. It's like an armed camp, and we are seeing cities across the country ramping up similar levels of security out of concern that there may be more attacks in the offing. The FBI warning of multiple right-wing extremists and white supremacists vowing that they will stage more attacks over the coming days and weeks. So states across the country encouraged to ramp it up, if you will. One more note from D.C., and that is, you may recall that scene of the African-American Capitol police officer luring the attackers away from a door which would have led to the Senate chambers. Well, now there is bipartisan support in Congress to award him the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest civilian award possible for his heroism. Chances are many officers will be also offered that award because of the valor they demonstrated as they were under attack in this all-out assault on democracy last week. I'm Tom Costello on Capitol Hill. Back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. The Justice Department's Inspector General has launched a review into the agency's role in the response to the riot at the U.S. Capitol. We're switching gears and talking about the weather here at home. Meteorologist Brandon Rue standing by with a look at what the weather is doing today. A little mixed bag, it looks like.
Kind of crazy, yeah. I mean, we are looking at just a little bit of everything. Let's go ahead and take a look, Rhonda, at 4 Live radar. We have snow showers coming down and rain as well. Oh, gosh.
All right, we're going to work out the kinks there with Brandon and get you updated on that ominous look on the radar with all that snow headed our way. Split duty. The U.S. Senate is trying to figure out whether they can try President Trump and handle President-elect Joe Biden's agenda at the same time. He wants to get started on economic recovery right away. Can Congress get that done during an impeachment trial? Tracy Potts has the latest from Capitol Hill.
The earliest possible start for an impeachment trial is Wednesday, Inauguration Day, 1 hour after Joe Biden is sworn in as president.
It's hard to predict how many will come down on the side of conviction.
With our NBC News poll showing the country almost evenly split on impeachment and removal, a handful of Republicans are considering it.
I believe this president violated his oath of office, and I believe there must be consequences.
What good comes from impeaching President Trump after he's out of office? That's an unconstitutional attack on the presidency. It will divide the country. It will incite violence.
President-elect Biden announcing his post-inauguration plans, a $1.9 trillion rescue package with faster COVID vaccinations and a $1,400 payment to most Americans.
The $600 already appropriated is simply not enough. You just have to choose between paying rent and putting food on the table.
He's hoping the Senate can move quickly on economic relief while dealing with impeachment. Tracy Potts, Local 4.
All right, Tracy, thank you. President-elect Biden has nominated our own Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer as vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. Now, this is just a nomination. If you're wondering what that might mean, though, for her work as governor, previous vice chairs have maintained their full-time jobs and focused on certain areas of the strategy for the DNC. The DNC will vote on its officers on January 21st, and the term runs through 2025. The University of Michigan has announced its plans for the winter semester with a no-tolerance approach to COVID-19 safety. Current online learning plans will continue with more classes offered remotely when possible. Also, all undergraduate students who live on campus will have to be tested for COVID-19 weekly. The university also says social gatherings of 3 or more people on campus or in residence halls will result in automatic probation. And we expect the latest COVID-19 numbers to be released by the state this afternoon. An investigation now underway after Southfield police shoot a man that they say drove a stolen car right towards an officer. It happened overnight at the Marvin's Garden Inn on Northwestern Highway near Telegraph. An officer responded to a report of a stolen car. We're told that the man ignored the officer's command to stand back and got into the car and drove right at the officer. Police say that the officer fired several shots and the man drove off. He later drove himself to a hospital and said that he had been shot by police. His injuries are not life-threatening and no officers were hurt. Thank goodness for that. New at noon, the city of Detroit has announced the first $30 million in demolition bid contracts that have been awarded under Proposal N. The proposal was passed by voters in November and aims to eradicate blight across the city. Nearly 1,400 properties are slated for demolition in the first round of bids. All 7 companies to win the bids are Detroit-based companies and have a 51% city resident workforce.
This is the Proposal N that we envision, removing blight from the city of Detroit with Detroit companies employing Detroiters. And next week, we will be out to bid with the first 300 rehab contracts, starting with the companies that will clean them out so we can start to secure those houses.
The contracts will be submitted for approval to the City Council next week. Still to come, dozens of doses of the coronavirus vaccines are thrown out by a Colorado hospital. Find out what led the officials to get rid of these doses. But first, tense moments in New York. Right in New York City after a bus falls off a bridge. The details next.